You play to win the game. Hello?
Can you hear me? How does this sound?
I don't know. I
So
think it
here's
sounds pretty good.
so here's the deal. So we're gonna shoot some videos. Old Drake and I here. Woo-hoo. I bought my first shop 10 years ago, called Kirk's Auto Care. You guys can go check it out. So I've been in this business. I've been in the car fixing business, as an owner for the last 10 years. When I bought a business, when I bought my first shop, just like everybody else, I wanted to, I wanted to help. I wanted to be that guy. My first shop was on the corner. I wanted to be that guy that, everybody said, "Oh, go see Kirk on the corner. He'll take care of you." And, I learned, 5 years in, maybe 4 years in, I learned, man, that's kind of maybe not the thing that people really want these days. And that business model didn't work. So I kind of changed my business model. So I became much more strategy oriented, things like that. But one of the things that has never left me is this desire to actually try and help people in this one-on-one, I care about you as a person way. And so I spent a lot of time with Drake. Drake's a young guy. I've learned some things over the last 10 years, and I try and give as much of that to him as I can. And that burning desire to try and help people, right? Well, 10 years ago, right? Maybe misguided a little bit in this, I'm going to build this shop and everyone's going to love me for it. That hasn't gone away. So one of the things that I really value is being able to help people. So we're going to shoot, I'm pretty much committed to shooting 20 videos, on different shop related topics. And it'll be a pretty broad array of topics. And I hope they provide value. I don't know where this goes. I don't know what this looks like. I just, I've had enough people encourage me and say, man, you should, you should try and help other shop owners. That's pushed me to it. And not that I have all the answers and not that I know everything, but I do love this stuff. And
Been pretty successful at it too.
Yeah, I mean, I've over the last 6 years, I've had some success. Those first 4 or 5 years, no. I mean, got my dick kicked in quite a bit. So, I've learned some things since then. So, hit me up, by the way. So on this video, Drake's gonna do the editing. He's not an editor, so it's not real pretty. Sorry. I hope there's value. I hope there's value in what I'm saying, honestly. Not our editing, our trickiness in our editing. But we'll have my phone number on there. Obviously, this will be on YouTube. If you make comments, I'll respond. Call me. Right? I'd love to talk shop. There's nothing, there's you can call me anytime you want.
There's never a bad time. If
Yeah.
I've learned one thing working here, there's never a bad time.
I love it, right? So, truth be told, guys, it's Thanksgiving morning, right? My wife's at home sleeping, so I get some freedom to not be there right now. It's 8 o'clock. Maybe she's up by now. She probably is up by now, so I don't have long. But I enjoy working. So it's Thanksgiving Day. One of the things I'm thankful for, one of the things I want to give thanks for is the ability to be able to work because I enjoy it, right? And this guy wanted to come in and shoot some videos and get this thing going, and I was like, let's do it. So I'm super thankful for that. I'm thankful for anybody who wants to talk shop with me because it's just fun. I enjoy this thing. There's very few things I enjoy more than actually working and the challenge.
Something
right?
great.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the challenge of building something great. Is really what I was going to say. I enjoy that challenge, and it doesn't have to be exclusively for me, right? I genuinely mean it. If you need help, you have a question. I'm not telling you I have the answer, man, but I'm telling you, we can sit around and powwow and brainstorm and attempt to figure it out together for sure. And please don't be afraid to reach out. Anyhow, so let's get the first topic rolling because I don't know, I probably just wasted 3 minutes of everyone's life. So, first topic we want to discuss is update calls.
Huge.
Yeah. So one of the things we do, and one of the things I learned years ago was people want to be in the loop. People want to know what's going on. So what do we mean when we say update calls? So we have predetermined times in which we call essentially all of our customers, right? Now, there's some scenarios where you don't need to call everybody, right? If you're working on a 30-year-old vet and the guy's alternator he knows is going to be sent out for 3 weeks to be rebuilt, you don't have to call that guy every day. Right? You don't have to call him at 12 and 4 every day.
You might get a little annoyed if you call him twice a day.
I mean, there's some narratives. I don't know. I mean, what I've learned is you can't over communicate.
Yep.
Right? If there's something I've learned about update calls and like, I don't know that you can over communicate with them. So in this, right? Not everyone, right? Certainly when I hire people and we kind of talk about this, they think this is a customer service tool. And, truth be told, it is a customer service tool. It's also a sales tool, right? It's not exclusively customer service. It's probably a 50-50 split between customer service and a sales tool. So, so the customer service side of it, I think, is pretty straightforward. Everyone wants to know what's going on with their car. Yeah. And why do people want to know what's going on with their car?
They can plan their lives.
Right? They have lives, guys. Yeah. It's funny, I say this all the time, and it's not super popular. So maybe I shouldn't say it on video, but I don't care. I think, right, automotive repair shops are probably more important than like kindergarten and elementary school teachers. Sorry. And all my friends are teachers. That's a true story. Here's the deal. Could you teach your kid like how to share? Mm-hmm. Could you teach your kid like the ABCs and how to count and like catch a ball? And could you like get them social interaction by going to like kids clubs and things like that? You could. Could you go and fix your car when it doesn't start? You could not. Right. So, it's not super popular, and I could probably go into more depth on that. But the point of all that is to say, like, when people or your customers don't have their cars, guess what?
Their lives are not good.
Right? They're pissed.
Cannot go anywhere.
They're not happy. And you don't realize how much that sucks until your car doesn't work. Right? You might spend 700 straight days where you go to get in your car, no problems. And for a lot of people, 700 straight days is like, I got in and out of my car like 2,000 times and never had a problem. Yep. Right? And then you have one. Yep. And
it's not planned.
No, that's the thing.
It's not like, hey, on the 31st, I think I'm going to have my car break down.
There's no prepping. So, on the 30th, guess what? On the 30th, right, you made plans for the 31st, and then the 31st, your car breaks. Yep. Guess what? People, they're pissed, right? They're not happy.
They want to know when they're going to get it back.
Right. So what happens is, right, so now they don't have a car. They get it here. Now it's your duty to, keep them in the know, right? And the more you keep them in the know, right, the nicer they are to you, right? The more they can plan their lives, the easier they are to deal with. Oh, yeah. There's just no way around that.
If they drop it off at 8 and you don't call them until 5:30 to tell them their car is going to stay overnight, they're not going to be happy.
They are not going to be happy.
Nope.
So, and it's, again, I'm going to go back to this. We've not, so I've been doing update calls for years, right? So shops I've owned, we've done thousands and thousands of update calls. I have yet to encounter the service advisor who says, hey, you know what? I called that person with an update call and they told me, don't you dare call me again, right? They say thank you.
Yep.
Right? They thank you. They're not upset that you just called them. And I go back to this, right? You can't over communicate, right? So, and does it have to always be a phone call? It doesn't always have to be a phone call. For shops who use text, right? You can ask people if they're okay with text, and text message will do the same too, right? Or email. Yeah. There's different ways to communicate with them, but keeping them in the know makes them so much easier to deal with. So that's the customer service side of it. Where's the sales side of it, right? And we'll do a little role playing here, but the sales side of this is if I sell a job at say 9:30 in the morning, right? And I say, and I get the customer's expectations that they would like to have their car back by the end of the day, right? Then so be it, right? And I'm probably not going to push real hard on that when I make the sale at 9:30. Yep. I will say I'll do my best. I'll see what I can do, right?
Order the parts and see what happens.
Right? So at 9:30, if they came in for 8 for a brake inspection. At 9:30, I'm inspecting the car, I'm selling the job. Right? At noon, I'm going to make an update call. Yep. Right? And my update call might look something like, "Hey Drake, just giving you a call. I know we talked, a couple hours ago about the brake job. I'm doing my best. I ordered the parts. I haven't seen them yet. Okay. So in the event that I don't get them in a timely manner and I'm not able to actually get this done today, is it possible I can get you a loaner car towards the end of the day? I'm not telling you I won't get it done. I'm just telling you if I don't have the opportunity because of a parts delay or something like that, would a loaner car be okay?
Yeah, I think that'd be okay as long as I can get to work in the morning. That's all it really matters.
And that's what we do, man. We try and, part of our peace of mind service guarantee is making sure you have transportation. So, okay, I'll call you. I'll call you probably either when it's done or sometime around 4:00.
Okay.
And we can make a game plan at that point. And so you're aware the loaner cars completely complimentary. There's no charge. It's literally one sheet of paper you got to fill out, and you're rolling down the road.
Sounds good. I'll look forward to getting your call.
Cool. Thanks, Drake.
All right, yeah, bye.
So guess what, guys? Now, what do I know? Maybe it is done, right? Maybe it gets done by the end of the day, right? But now, right, I'm pointing at my door, right? Because, you walk in my door right there. When someone walks in right now and says, hey, I have grinding brakes and I need it back in like 2 hours,
Want it.
right?
We can get that done.
Right? So now what did I just do? I just right, created some space if needed. Right? I didn't call him and say it's not going to be done today, right? Because here's the other side of this. If I call him at 3:30 and say it's done, hey Drake, your car's done. What's
Awesome.
right? Now it's like, oh cool, you did come through, right? So now we build a little bit of We've built a little bit of
If
credibility.
you can't get it done, you still come through with the loaner, and it's still,
So this is one of the beauties in these update calls, right? That's a sales technique, right?
Absolutely.
It allows me to take on other work if I need to.
And you can even do a pre-sale.
Yeah.
If a car's dropped off at 8 a.m., call them at noon, give them an update.
Yep. Yeah, and it's you may look at a customer and say, we're busy, it might not be till this afternoon. You can have a technician, right? They come in for a check engine light running rough, right? Have one of the service advisors, a technician, go and pull the codes, have an idea of what the testing is. Maybe even we have multiple service advisors, we have customer service representatives. Have someone go and test drive the car and say, hey, we pulled the codes, we see the codes, we experienced the symptoms, right?
Yep.
What we want to do, we want to make sure this gets in the right technician's hands, right?
Yes.
So I'm calling at noon, and I have really nothing to tell them, right? But I'm gonna go and make some things that I can tell them, right?
Buy time.
Right, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna tell them the truth. I pulled the codes. I had a guy drive it. We did experience the symptoms, or we didn't experience the symptoms, right? And when you don't experience the symptoms, now it's right. I need more time.
Yep.
Right, and I think that's a standard operating procedure for most shops. Is right. Don't experience the symptom. I can't sit in your car for 3 hours and try and make it duplicate. Try and make it do its thing. So. So anyhow, you can see how these update calls, right, are so useful because they give you information, right, and you can plant seeds for further update calls, right. So you might make a 4:00 update call, to make a sale or not make a sale, tell them they need a loaner car, say, hey, we're delayed because of this, right. 12 and 4 is what we do, right. You guys need to figure out your times and what works for you. So. One of the other things is, right, how do you implement this? So there's some, and it's tough, right? It's especially tough for us. I mean, you
get that lunch rush, and it's hard to make sure you get all those calls.
We on a busy day for us, we'll bill out 40 cars. That's a lot of cars. Most shops are not experiencing 40 cars a day. So for us, we've done things. So we have taken we've taken our point of sale software, and we've and I'll post all of this. I'll put it on, I'll put it on our website. And I'll also have some documentation on there. So we have essentially like a 1 or 2 page documentation about, kind of why you want to do it, the strategy behind it, and then actually some scripts for all sorts of different scenarios. But one of the things we've done, we use Mitchell. We have taken not the status, I think the location columns, one of the columns, right? And we put in there 12 p.m., 4 p.m. Right. So now we have an operations manager. He can see who has or has not made these phone calls. So every morning our operations manager comes in, he clears out that whole column, and now he can say, hey, need to do your update calls.
And
that
I
person
can
needs to be
double
updated.
check myself,
right?
And say, oh, did I miss anyone? Oh, yep, there you go, and give him a call.
So that's one of the ways we do it. But our operations manager, that's a big part of his job, is making sure these organizational items are completed. So anyhow, that's pretty much all we got for update calls on this. Again, guys, call me, respond to YouTube. Let me know if I stink at this. Because long term, what I think this might be, right, is this might turn into something consulting. But if you call me right now, guys, I'm not gonna try and sell you anything. I'm not gonna give you a bill. I'm not all I'm gonna do is do my absolute best to help. And please like this video if you find it valuable. The more subscribers I get, the more the more likes we get, the more videos we'll produce. So, I hope this was useful. Don't be afraid to contact me and reach out. Thanks.
Booyah.